game and see which team will be getting that coveted CT side and which team, unfortunately, will be forced to start on that terrorist side. And let's see how this one goes. You know, I remember, casting with Red Eye as one of my first ever CS gigs, and he made me try to do an accent in a knife round. And I tried to do Australian, but it just turned into me looking like an idiot. So I've always tried to stray away from doing accents now. Even though I work in an office with 2 British people, or sorry, 6 British people, you would think I'd pick that up by now. Yeah. But no, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, the only one I really trust to do accents in knife round is actually Red Eye as well. I
think him and Joe could probably do some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I leave it to them. Otherwise, it's been like an unwritten rule that you try not to cast knife rounds. It's so weird. But maybe someday someone can come up with something else. Actually, I think Sadicist had one during PGL, or was it Copenhagen? I can't remember now if it was Copenhagen. Regardless, he had one knife where he kind of like ended up speed talking. It was kind of cool. There was a video up on there already. It was like, regardless, Copenhagen was actually doing the knife round, which is really good news on their part. Now they just need to win this pistol as well. Asilian a lot in front of him, but this flashbang might have bought enough time that they can get back into the site. And they do have the one smoke going up here. So pretty good timing going out right now for Copenhagen Wolves. And look at Freeze. He is on a mission.
He's looking like Edward right now with these flanks he's been able to pull off, at least with this game alone. But you see, EnVy still waiting to go to that push onto this B site. Looks like it will be happening right now. He's going to rush straight in. And Asilian needs to come up for a couple of kills, but can't connect too well on any shots. And that is the Gav BK. And BK jumping over the spools to get the kill.
Jesus. All right, Freeze is going to go down, coming up from behind. Snappy gets downed by Negev BK, and that's a triple kill as well here for the French player.
You know, one of the scariest things you can have happen is playing against a world-class team, but then have them enjoy themselves and have fun. Makes it even scarier. Because there's nothing you can do to throw them on tilt. And they're gonna, and I mean, not to say EnVyUs are being jerks or anything, but they're gonna play with no respect because they feel like they're a better team, which easily they are. So they can do things that will catch Copenhagen off guard.
Yeah, it's really hard because when you actually, let's wait and see if this pop flash is gonna work. It's the same that we saw Dignitas do earlier on this map, but they're not even gonna get to do it because MBK is already charging his way through with the Mac 10 in hand. So looking really damn powerful at the moment here. They got 3 Mac 10s and 1 MP7 as well. But, Gunden fighting you that we're happy, and we'll come out on top finally. But you did say playing without respect, and it always sounds like when you say that you're sort of criticizing.
It's not disrespectful.
Well,
but it's
even if it is, that's okay. Like this is a competition. You're not supposed to be playing to respect your opponents. You're supposed to be playing to crush and demoralizing and destroy them. It's actually. Sometimes I feel it's really very annoying when people get angry at teams for doing that. The other example that people sometimes bring up is Taz. When you see Taz on LAN, you see him shouting at his team, his opponents, and making fun of them. If they get the pistol round, Taz's gonna be standing up and shouting, where are you at? We won the pistol. What are you guys gonna do? Like that, and it's hilarious, and it's really like that's part of the game, in my opinion.
You said a certain name earlier, a certain player, Kucher.
Yeah.
Or Kucher, sorry, Hooch. I don't know why I put Kucher and Hooch in the same position. Hooch. I was thinking back to the offline qualifiers in Katowice, where every round they beat against Titan, he would stand up and do a little dance and make fun of them. It was hilarious, and it did demoralize Titan. You saw how quiet and frustrated they got from it.
It's part of the game, in my opinion, anyway. SMF up here, very low on health. Could hear someone running behind him. Bomb's going to go down. It's a nice effort from Copenhagen Wolves in this round because they did do some decent damage to Kiyoshima and they did pick up the first kill, but Smith is going to be there with the Mag 10 to execute
How did he get behind him?
I think he uninterrupted through CT spawn. He was looking for them already when the bomb went down. So 3-0, good start on the T side for enemy, which is the last thing Copenhagen Wolves needed, but now they have a chance to get back into it.
They do. They have quite a few guns. They do have the one famous on SMF, but they also have Shocks on their side. Sitting there with the SMGs. So let's see how things happen. There's a lot of smokes, flashes, everything to work with. And even SMF with the incendiary grenade to buy a little bit of time if he does need it. But Keo and the rest of EnVy, or not the rest of MBK, the rest of EnVy is rushing straight through. And look at this Freeze right behind him, picks up 2. He can't get a third, unfortunately. He backs away right into an enemy. And Happy will pick up the kill. And now it's a 2-on-2.
What on earth just happened in that smoke? It's like they all sort of grouped up in the smoke and all started firing, and at the end it was a 2v2 somehow. Very confusing stuff. But with the bomb down, that shot almost going to kill Hoon, and that was very close. And a secondary smoke going up.
Oh
He
my
sprays
God.
and somehow Happy connects. That is ridiculous, and it's down to Asilian. Takes the face off of Happy, but he has no idea where Shox is, and it's just going to go for the defuse in the smoke. But with no kit, that's a bit of a fantasy. Shox will end up winning it there. He's also out of timer, I think, Asilian. And that will be it. Envy going to win the 4th round as well, and that's a disaster. Nothing short of.
I like how patient Shox played that too, because he didn't really commit and try to spray through the smoke to give away his position. Walked up to a truck, realized he had time, and then with the smoke just moved in the right position, saw the man's legs, took them off, and Asilian did go down. But 4-0, like you said, EnVyUs looking strong, looking like the team that we expected them to be, and this is going to be almost a full save out of Copenhagen Wolves, just with some P250s, CZ, and some 5.7s. But EnVyUs, again, it seems like they're content with just pushing middle every time.
Well, it's working, so why try and change it? And at this point as well, and I'm not sure this was ever going to be a problem for Envy, but there is something to be said for, you know, how soon you want to peak in a tournament and how much effort you want to put into these early games.
True.
If Envy can get by in a game like this with just running up middle and winning the aim battles, then fine. They don't have to do any tactics. If they feel pressured at some point, maybe they'll try and do something more elaborate, but as long as they don't feel any pressure, they can just play a really sort of standard game and rely on the skill difference between the players.
That's a good point, because we have to keep in mind, this isn't like, oh, you played, you know, they played 2 games, but it's not you played 2 maps and you're done. You have to play potentially 6 throughout the entire day. And if they get a clean 2-0 victory, they can relax, you know, until they have to play a little bit later on after the Group A winners match, and then put all their effort into that. So very well said, Anders. And now, Copenhagen Wolves on the bye again. We do have Freeze with the op, who was pretty impactful on that first map of Overpass. But he has been able to get a shot off here so far. He
did a pretty good job, you're right. But it wasn't quite enough. I think that was Hunden being shut down from actually over the smoke and the grenade to catch him. That's not exactly ideal. Good stack going over by Quad here, and with actually Snappy close by, this could be great, but Freeze goes down. That's Happy finding the opening. And he's getting picked apart at the moment.
It was that split second of throwing that smoke where Happy peeked out. You talked about, you know, Happy and Snacks. For some reason, they can play around smoke so well, and he just shows it yet again. Shox picking up 2, and Asilian trying to stop the push into B. Gets 1, but he can't get 2. And that is now EnVyUs up 6-0 here in second map of this best of 3.
So the one thing that's really hard actually sometimes in casting a game like this is there's not a lot to really analyze. Like you can't talk about the fact that it's cool. They managed to get the boost up here, which is a very common boost, and they look over the smoke up to the top of Banana. They shot Hunden, I think it was, really low down, and he gets grenaded. So that's a nice way of opening a round from Envy. But apart from that, it's just them winning most of the aim fights that they end up in. Plain and simple.
It's just crazy, because looking at these matches, you can just see like the difference or the skill ceiling in CSGO. Like, people can look at the game who don't play it too much, like, oh, that's easy, you just aim and shoot, but there's so many mind games, there's so much strategy that goes into this. And when you have a team, you know, as well known as Copenhagen Wolves up against EnVyUs, you know, that's how big the skill gap still is between these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Complete shutdown in a round like this. Copenhagen Wolves did have a complete lack of rifles. Still, it's MBK currently with another triple kill, and overall at 11-0-2. So really good job. Shox hasn't died yet either. So the money is also...
Just had to say it. Just had to say it. Here's the commentator's curse.
Yeah.
He's going to die this round now.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Shox.
That doesn't cease to happen. You should see me in other games, or everyone I seem to go to and spectating just dies instantly. But either way, EnVyUs looking strong, looking cool, looking like the team to beat.
And they are. They're the clear favorites for this tournament, as everyone who's been asked so far has said. So it's a little bit scary that they're looking so good already. But
scary good or bad? Because like you say they're peaking early, or you're saying that they just look so damn good?
Yeah, they just look. They don't look like they're having like an off tournament or anything, or you know, maybe there's something weird going on in the team, or some members are sick. You know, there could be like stuff going on.
No one coughing up blood.
Exactly, no one's coughing off blood. It's all looking pretty good here. Nice pickup from Freeze, and they also managed to take down Shox earlier on. It was SMF picking that kill, so finally something working out here for the Danish side. Snappy waiting underneath the canopy. Smoke is going to clear, and he's trying to get back behind the pillar, but not going to be quite quick enough. It's down to Freeze and SMF over here. Still got 40 seconds left for Envy to get their way through. But there's still a man down. And are they gonna rotate back to B? They leave the bomb over at apartments, so probably just pretending to go back to B here.
Let's see, MBK pushing through. Does cause a little bit of distraction. Has pulled Hunden back from the A site over towards B. He's going to look to charge straight in. Maybe pick up the kill on the man towards Fountain. He gets on Asilian and looking for number 2 as he goes for the spray, but Hunden does get the better of him. And EnVyUs faking the push on towards A, going to rotate back towards B, and it's all going to be on the shoulders of Hunden. Can he stop this push from coming in? All he has to do is buy a little bit of time, and they won't be able to get the bomb down.
Oh my god, this just shouldn't be working, but it kind of is anyway. Bomb being put down currently, and 2v3. And I am really worried for Copenhagen Wolves. This is such a good start for them. They should be able to close it out. Hunden goes down, though. And Freeze is going to drop Smiths. It's all on Kiyoshima. In the back here, goes for the spray. They're fighting him both at the same time. He gets the one, hiding in the back. Freeze trying to get in.
Oh.
Kiyoshima landing the headshot for the quad kill. It's going to be EnVy stealing the round. Oh my god, Jason, that was that was a bit of a frightful round for Copenhagen Wolves. Such a start.
What shots out of Kiyoshima, showing he deserves to be on that team. Fantastic play out of him. And not to mention, EnVyUs now up 8-0 in the first half of map number 2 in this best of 3. And every time Copenhagen Wolves, like, they had a good start. It was 5-on-3. But then once they get some momentum going, Kiyoshima in particular just shuts that down. He says, you know what, stop. You're not getting this round. We're going to take it. We're going to continue our pace.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. Good trading going on over at Top Banana in favor of EnVy. Just 1-for-1 trading, generally going to favor the terrorist side. And SMF going to run back in the apartments. And the guy carrying the bomb, that Smiths, definitely heard that. So he knows that someone was up here. Can they check Freeze in the corner? That's the question. Not quick enough. He gets the one. And should have tried to... Oh, he could have picked up that second one, maybe, which would have been such a big opening for Copenhagen Wolves. Now, instead, they're going to wrap around towards the B bomb side. Hunden has to do quite well at the moment. And they're so confident they can take B with just 2 members that they leave Kiyoshima behind. So EnVy just really, really believing in themselves.
MBK looked on earlier. Happy did as well. Shocks too, and now Kyo really starting to warm up in mat number 2. Look at Hunden trying to come in the corner, but Smith takes his head clean off his shoulders. And you know what? That's going to be round number 9. I mean, we saw Dignitas pull off an 8-round streak up against Na'Vi a little bit earlier on today, and now EnVyUs able to top that with 9 straight.
Yeah, really hard to deal with. You were asking me off the air, you know, what was the likely scoreline? And I said, I think if EnVy starts CT side, we could be seeing like a 16-0. Like they could win 15 rounds in a row straight. They get to start T side and they start this well. I wasn't really expecting that. I think Copenhagen Wolves could have so far done a little bit more, but they are having a really hard time. And as you can tell, even when they have a 1 or 2 man advantage against EnVy, it's still tough.
Yeah, and like you're saying, you got to wonder what's going on just in their camp. What's going on with their comms? What are they saying to each other? Are they talking? I mean, just playing, even at this level, you get so frustrated when you just can't hit that one shot that you expect to hit, or you get caught off in a position because of EnVyUs pushing you at the wrong time for your part. But either way, honestly, EnVyUs are putting on quite a big show. SMF trying to sit towards Cubby, maybe stop a push coming in towards A. But one thing has happened is that EnVyUs changed up their playstyle. If we keep in mind of how the game started, they were being really aggressive towards middle, pushing towards A. Now they're taking their time, not in too much of a hurry. And it's really putting a spanner in the works of Copenhagen Wolves so far.
Well, Snappy going down. Some good kills going in here, though. It's going to be all on MBK. Not a lot that he could do. 1v3 here. And SMF with the final kill, making a triple.
Wow, a good job with the 5-7, and they do net themselves finally around in the first half of map number 2. Freeze able to get the op. I think he was able to pick that up actually from the round. And EnVyUs, they show they are indeed mortal. They're able to pull off a perfect game. But with all the money in the world to work with, it's going to be hard to bankrupt these guys, and they're going to have guns for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we'll find out. They could keep it up. Good opening from Freeze, though. It's going to start it off. I mean, it's really, really late in a match like this to try and get too much traction. When you've lost 9 rounds in a row, it's going to be hard to believe that this is the comeback moment. Like,
yeah.
It has to take, you know, so it has to happen at some point. If it's going to happen, why not let it be the 10th round or the 11th one?
I mean, there's potential. They could pick up the rest of this, go 6-9 on CT side. I mean, it's going to be difficult as hell for them, but it is possible. Now SMF inside of Pit Freeze picks up another kill. MBK able to respawn, and not to mention onto a second. But Hunden pushed up inside. He can't get the shot onto Happy, and now it's all in the hands of Asilian, who's in a 1-on-3 trying to push in from short. He does get the kill onto Happy, but he's got 2 more men to worry about. He's got the bomb to worry about. And now he's on a timer. Oh, that nade connecting with some really good damage. He does get MBK, but Shox looks like she's going to back away, play this one safe. And so trying to push it, and he does get the shots off, but Shox gets the better of him with the headshot. And that is EnVyUs taking their 10th round of this first half.
Oh man, that's upsetting, isn't it? Because that actually was very nearly a 1v3 for Asilian. That looked really good for a moment. And then he gets stolen. He only had 7 bullets at the end as well, which is a little bit scary.
And you know, we saw the Dignitas game earlier on, and we really questioned, you know, this one play where we saw Pimp and MSL push in towards A site, and they peaked 1 by 1, or Pimp went way too early before the rotate came in, and it cost them the round. But there, even though EnVyUs are still that far ahead, they both peaked at the same time. Shox didn't leave his teammate to just hang out to dry. He peaked with them, tried to get some damage, tried to challenge them 2-on-1 to make it that much harder. And that's kind of a really cool thing to see out of EnVyUs, just of how a world-class team they really are, that they, even in this situation, are still playing this one super smart. But what a shot out of Smiths.
Yeah. They saw the face of SMF somewhere in there, and that was all they needed. Kiyoshima also takes down Freeze, and it's going to be up to Snappy and Hunden left here, but what could they do at this point? Down from Pit, Snappy's going to have essentially the defense of his life here for this to work out. Goes for Shox mid-air. It's a beautiful headshot on Shox, but it won't save them. Happy going to pick off Hunden. 11-1. Their money is reset, and you have to imagine their morale is as well.
I mean, I'm hurting just watching this game. I'm hurting for them. That is... It's rough, you know. Obviously, there's changes that have happened with MSL going to Dignitas and Snappy coming in. You want to see them do well. Like, I've always been fans of this team. It's just they've never been able to really hit that point as a team. Like, individually, they're still phenomenal players, but as a team, they don't seem to be able to meld as well as they need to be, you know, a tier 1, one of the top teams in the world. And Snappy trying to push in through apartments, does get taken out immediately, and Shock secures another 2.
Yeah, could have maybe happened for SMF there. There's definitely the right range for that kind of pistol, but Freeze trying to see if he'd take over. She's finally going to hunt down Shox, but Smith is right behind him here to return the frag. Hunden hiding in the corner, and also in the fountain there's a guy shooting away Asilian, and they're going to try and see if they can overwhelm Happy. Does bring him very low on health. The bomb is going to go down over at A, and he walks into that grenade as well. Happy is a very smart player.
They didn't want to let him save a default pistol. That's how bloodthirsty EnVyUs are, as they do secure their 12th round, 12-1. And, you know, I hate to ask you this, but realistically, even if it was 12-3, do you think there's realistically a way for the Wolves to come back and take it to a map 3?
Oh, I mean, you always want to say, yeah, mathematically, you know, it could be done. They can... no, I don't think so. Like I said, even from the beginning, for Copenhagen Wolves to win on Inferno against Envy is a bit of a fantasy almost. It's
bad enough you're playing a top of the world team, but to play it on one of their best maps.
Yeah. And one of the maps that they are like the best at in the world. Like, you know, it's like between them and Fnatic is the 2 best Inferno teams right now. So there's not a lot that you could really say about that. It doesn't matter who Envy's playing on this map. They will almost always be the favorites, so...
It's just complete aim battle. Like, Shox able to get the better of Snappy, boosted up in sight. Like, just, these shots are... They blow my mind, they really do. Because you look at it and you say, oh, that could be easy to do, and then you try it, and you can't even come close to it.
Good job on Asilian here. That's... it's not quite a one-way smoke like it used to be, but it's still really damn effective by that cart, and obviously they weren't ready for it, so... Asilian with the double, SMF's picked off 1 as well. These are the kind of rounds they needed so many off on this first half and haven't got them, but it's good to see that they are doing something.
Well, if they want to actually have a chance, they need to win out all these rounds. You know, if you lose a pistol, when you swap sides, you're looking at, you know, the next 3 to go over to the team, the next 2 to make it 3. And that would put EnVyUs on map point. But now with 4-on-1, Smith's last man alive will quickly fall. And Copenhagen Wolves finally get back on the scoreboard. 12-2, still in favor of EnVyUs.
Yeah, currently top fragging is going to be NBK at 16 kills. So pretty good job. Shock's nearby, and it's not like everyone else on NB is far away.
They're really not. And Keo, I mean, he only has 9 kills, but he pulled off a 1v4.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
2v4.
Yeah, I mean, they've all had terrific rounds so far. Freeze with a good opening to take down NBK, and in the middle, looks like the French team have decided, let's just charge in here. SMF, good kill, but he gets flashed and can't really come out on top of that. Both EnVyUs members kind of crab walking in front of him, very annoying. Snappy coming in, won't get the job done either, and they really like crouching and shooting with that AK.
Not to mention just kind of strafing while crouching, while crab walking too. Make it even harder to hit. But now, Hunden, Cillian, and Freeze, last man alive, trying to push in towards the site in a 3-on-3. This after plant situation. Freeze gonna try to flash out on towards Pit, and Hunden gonna push in through short. He's gonna look towards site. He's gonna look towards his left, gets the first kill to Keo, looks for the second on the Smiths, and they might as well be able to pull this off, but Happy coming up. But not enough as Cillian does kill him from the backside. And there we go, 12-3 first half score between Team EnVyUs and Copenhagen Wolves on map number 2. And I was actually taking a look at CSGO Lounge before this game started, and it's 95% in favor, or 94% in favor of EnVyUs.
Yeah. I'm almost always a fan of saying that in any game like this, if you have more than 90% in favor of one team, then probably that means the people betting have lost their minds. But in this matchup, I can see why it could be plus 90% for a team. They are really overwhelmingly good enemy.
Yeah. You know, coming off the back of Star Series or Star Ladder, you know, destroying NIP. You know, they didn't just beat them, they destroyed them, not giving them a single map. And the finals alone ended up going 3-0, even though they had that one map advantage, making it 1-0 to start off with. But the heavy push coming in towards this B side of Copenhagen Wolves. Happy and NBK waiting to receive, but some nice flashes and smokes, buying some time. And Smith, he's already rotated behind them.
Yeah, going to make it a little bit tricky, but if they realize he's got to be careful he doesn't get sandwiched in reverse, so I kind of like the fact that he's playing this defensively.
Oh, he hears him.
Did he hear him? He did. Oh, misses the shot, though. This could be fatal. He will get the kill there and drops the bomb as well. Now, they got to know that they're coming for him, and Smith will fall. So, might not have been quite worth it, actually.
Oh, he did at least spot the bomb, so he knows it's over towards the A site with 55 seconds to go on the clock. Snappy still pushed up towards B.
Oh,
NBK. Game sense on this man. Just walks around the corner, gets an easy shot, and he will get taken down by Cillian though before he can back away. Happy now on the quick rotate. Now the bomb making its way towards B. Is Cillian gonna get there? That's all unhappy, but there's one smoke to go down. One flash still on Hunden. And the bomb should get planted here. Happy just sprayed through the smoke, gets the headshot to Cillian. This guy's got ESP or something. And now left to a 2-on-2. Shocks a 2 HP. Hunden pushing towards construction. Is he gonna peek right into the man? And Keo, wow. That reaction time is ridiculous. Now SMF to keep the hopes alive for his team. Has a Tech 9. He has potential to do this.
No kit currently picked up on the NB team, though, so it's going to take a while for them to defuse, but Shocks lands the headshot. And that's going to be it. They steal it away. Upsetting, to say the least, for Copenhagen Wolves. And
a team ace.
Oh, yeah, team ace, you're right.
That's pretty.
Yeah. We like that. We've had all kinds of aces in this best of 3.
All right, so I'm going to time BK. Let's see if we can get a max 7 ace. I'd like to see one of those.
Oh, why not? But in this time around, what is he going to get for us? Is he going to stay with it? All right. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So we're halfway there.
Yeah, there we go. 13-3. And there's no sexing this up. There's no sugarcoating it. The Copenhagen Wolves are in a very deep hole, and it's almost no way out.
Well, they will be playing a little bit later on against the loser of 3D Max and Titan,
which is also going to be a tough game for them.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no easy games except, I guess if you're EnVyUs, this one for them. But besides that, everything else is going to be really hard. I mean, even TSM upsetting Virtus Pro 2-1. And then we had Dinitas 2-1 against Na'Vi. So we're going to have Virtus Pro against Na'Vi as a game as well for an elimination match. It's just so many good teams this entire weekend.
Jason, you asked for the Max 7 ace, and he's in position for it. He's going to go down, though. Maybe it was the curse instead. And Happy does get the one kill in before they're in the bomb site. Still, this is a really good take for Copenhagen Wolves and gives them a bit of a chance.
Yeah, very well done. They do get the bomb down, so they get some money off of that. And considering they lost the pistol round, can't really ask for more. And Tech9 going head against Shox. Shox gets the better of him, though. Now it's a 4-on-3. And Shox has another man back towards Beneba. Hunden coming up huge. Nice little shot out of him. And Smith is even trying to push up through the main part of the site. Keo trying to come back from construction. Now there's just one man back towards Newbox. It's going to be SMF. And they do start to get in towards the site, but they have to be quick. The bomb is taken away. Smith comes up with one. Keo comes up with another one. And now Hunden, the last one alive, just where SMF was previously, gets one. Looking for the second, but the bomb, it's not going to be defused. It's going to explode. And that's Copenhagen Wolves picking up the round.
Yeah, great round from them. Really impressive take. And EnVy taking a little bit too long to get in there. And I think right when they wanted to go, there was a flashbang that popped out. So good counter flashing as well from the Danish team. A lot of credit to them for winning that round. Not at all easy. But really well played. And MBK was in position with the Max 7, but just couldn't get the first kill there. So also a bit of a failure on his part. All of it capitalized well on by Copenhagen Wolves. So got to give credit where credit is due, and they need a lot of rounds like that.
Well, they've been able to get one. I'm not going to call it a comeback until we see them, put up another 5-6 more rounds straight. And Happy setting up with that flash, as you saw, over towards B to get MBK to push out. Shock sitting inside bedroom with that Mag 7. And if he waits a little bit longer, they actually could potentially push in towards him. Snappy and SMF are just around the corner, working their way up. And this could be round changing if Shocks can hit these. Oh, he lets the first one go by. He knows there's a second. He's peeking towards the window, gets the kill on SMF. He's not going to peek out towards the man directly under him just yet, as looks like Snappy has backed away, but now Freeze might give it a go. Shocks. Oh, that was dirty. Just looking right as he comes around the corner, but he can't get the shots. No armor, but he gets it on the Freeze and backs away. Now it's a 5-on-2, but Hunden does respond with the kill on the Smiths. Oh my gosh!
Sharks is still up here. Just cannot be stopped.
That's one of the most satisfying things I think in Counter-Strike is to get a headshot with a Mag 7 onto someone close range. Just the dink, their body falls to the ground.
And the one that he got on Freeze, I think he was just running. He wasn't even stopping. He just kept running at that point. Really frustrating. And exactly the kind of round that EnVy are so well known for winning. Even against top teams, EnVy have this weird ability. As soon as they, the pressure is on, it's not even on right now, but if it was, they just go for pistols and still manage to win it. They just have like that capability somehow doing it.
Well, I remember when Shocks, MBK, and Smiths were back on Titan, they invented the whole Titan pistol round where they would armor and pistol in the second round if they lost pistol. And it worked out well for them as Shocks another 2 added to his mantle. And Hunden, Asilian, and Freeze, they all have armor and they do have an AK, but 3-on-5 is going to be a little bit too tough. Well, that's the way to start it off, though, with a nice dink coming in. But Smith does respond. Shocks again. Is that his third one of this round? Yes, it is. Another hat trick. And it's staying the last man alive. Pushed up towards B. So spot at MBK. That will be one kill, but we expect a second. And Happy does lock that down. 15-4. EnVyUs 1 round away from securing to a victory and advance into the winner's match of Group B.
Shocks at 21 kills. A lot of them with the Max 7 in the last couple of rounds. So
like 6 out of 21 of those, or Max 7 in the last 2 rounds. That's
not too bad. And I do have to say, because I know that at some point NIP is going to be watching this, and that pistol armor buy. Whenever it comes up and I say, oh yeah, like the Titan pistol armor buy, the NIP guys always tell me, no, we did that first. So there's some competition to decide who's doing it. But you're right, Titan definitely popularized it, and NIP get very salty if you say otherwise. So you've got to be careful. There it is, 16-4, complete shutdown in the last round here. Not really a lot to talk about. Like we said, it's one of those games that's really hard to analyze because EnVy are just individually a level above Copenhagen Wolves at this point. So it's kind of hard to deal with.
And that match should look like maybe 2 levels.
Yeah,
I
think so.
I mean, again, it sounds harsh for us to kind of say that, Copenhagen Wolves a good team, but there's just that big of a discrepancy between these two.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where if we don't say it, then it's going to be confusing as hell if we make it sound like everyone is more or less on the same level, when in fact they're not. So a reason for any new viewers who might be watching why everyone has been saying that EnVy's like the favorites to take this tournament. We just saw why that is. When they play other teams later on in the tournament, it won't be as easy for them, but you see how strong they are.
Yeah, considering they won most of those rounds on T's side just from aim.
Yeah.
not really executing strats.
Really hard to deal with.
Well, that means they're moving into the winners match. They'll play against the winner of Titan in 3D Max, which hasn't even started just yet. That'll be coming on in just a few minutes. It's going to be over on the other stream, though, at twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO. This stream actually is going to be shutting down after this match. Everything else will be over on that stream, so make sure to go and check that one out. And Titan 3D Max, any predictions on that one?
I'd say that Titan are favorites to take it, but 3D Max is not a team you want to underestimate. They definitely have some skill. Even though they've lost Alu, they're still potentially a very powerful team. So yeah, Titan favorites, but a really good game, I think, actually.
Yeah. All right, and then after that match, we will be having the winners match from Group A, which will be Dignitas up against TSM, and all Dignitas are all Danish affair, if I can say that correctly. So guys, we're going to head to, not even a quick break, we're actually going to be done for this stream now. So make sure to head over to twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO. Enders, it was great to cast with you again. And hopefully we'll be doing it again soon in the future. Guys, we'll see you next time and see you over on the other stream.